So, you've decided you need a career change. Publishing is not the industry that you got yourself into, and after a bit of head scratching, you have decided that the military is where you are going to end up. Just take a moment before you go and get a haircut, before you tell your mother this great news. There's a test that you've got to pass. It's called the ASVAB test. ASVAB is the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. Sounds like a mouthful. It is a mouthful. And that is why we have ASVAB for Dummies. This is the absolutely dominant print product in preparing for the ASVAB test. Over the last 10 years, we've taken over 50% of the market with this book. And this product is now going online, creating a far greater test prep experience for people joining the military. You have to pass this test to join the military. If you do okay in the test, they're going to have you walking around on battlefields. If you do great on this test, you've got a chance of flying combat missions, getting yourself in a helicopter on rescues. So, if you buy a copy of the latest edition of ASVAB for Dummies, you will get in the back of the book an access code which gets you onto the online site for taking practice questions and taking practice tests. You can also get hold of access to that site either through buying the code on Amazon or from dummies.com as well. So, let me walk you through how the site works and what you get. Once you come onto the site and you've entered your access code, you have the opportunity to select what kind of questions you would like to be answering. So, you can choose between all of the questions, questions that you've never seen before, questions that you've got wrong before, or a combination of questions that you've got wrong before and that you haven't seen before, or questions that you have marked for review in previous tests. You can select either all difficulty levels, easy, medium, or hard. And you can select the specific topics from within the test that you want to answer questions on. It shows that there are 1,215 questions to choose from. And we're going to choose a small practice set. Create the set, read the instructions, and get going on your test. My science knowledge is not perhaps what it was, but we'll go through as best we can. So you select the answer that you think is correct, and you've got a number of choices. You can either move on to the next question right away. You can mark this question for review so that you can come back and check it later because it's something that you struggled with, or you can view the answer right away. So I answered B, gas particles move more slowly than solid particles. I was incorrect. The correct answer was C, and you've got a pretty thorough explanation of why that answer is correct. So, next, to move on to the next question. On to the final question. The week following Joe DiMaggio's death was filled with often mawkish eulogies. So, the possible answers are long, sentimental, boring, or detailed. I'm going to go with sentimental. Next means that I sent a message that I have completed this set. Do you want to finish it and have it saved and graded? Okay. And at this point, I can see that this most recent test that I completed, I scored 2 out of 5 on. 40%, not a great result, probably doesn't bode well for my military career. I can take a more detailed look at the test that I just completed. And I can see that in general science, I answered 2 questions. I got them both wrong. In word knowledge, I answered 1 and I got it right. In electronics information, I answered 1, got it right. And in mechanical comprehension, which was the final question, or question section that I answered on, I got that wrong also. Which is interesting, but not as interesting as looking at the overall performance through my preparation for this test, which I can take a look at under full summary. Under full summary, this is every question that I've ever answered in preparing for the ASVAB. So I'm pretty confident in general science. I'm getting 75% of questions right. However, moving down, I can see that electronics information and mechanical comprehension are areas that I really struggle on. What that means is that in preparation for my test, I can really focus on those areas for which I need additional preparation. Once I feel like I'm ready to take a shot at the test, I can move into the tests section. So in this product, there are 7 practice tests that I can take. I can take them section by section, or I can take the whole thing at once. I'm going to take practice test 6. There are some instructions which mirror the instructions that you are going to receive when you sit down to take your real ASVAB test. And then I go into the test. There are a few differences between taking a practice test and taking practice questions. You'll notice on this occasion, we're now timed, and I have the opportunity to pause the test. There is a total time available, which counts down for the test, and there is a fixed number of questions for the entire test. I do not have the opportunity to reveal answers and explanations as I'm going on, as this is designed to be a recreation of the actual test that you will take. Currently, this technology is only available for our test prep products in ASVAB, but over the coming months, we'll be rolling it out for the key tests that we cover under Dummies. So that's SAT, ACT, GRE, GED, GMAT, as well as giving people the opportunity to take practice questions on the core maths and science subjects in algebra, calculus, geometry, trigonometry, biology, physics, chemistry, statistics, and undoubtedly many more into the future.